How is everyone doing today? My name is OmegaPro, and I'm here to talk more about Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z. And what I'm going to be talking about specifically in this video are DLC characters. Now, in this day and age of gaming, DLC or downloadable content is a huge part of almost every game. Nearly every game that is released these days ends up having DLC. Apart from games like the Dragon Ball, and Naruto started doing it this year with Storm 3, but Dragon Ball has never been one for the DLC. But could they be? I, for one, say absolutely yes, and I would be 100% on board. Now, this video is really going to be about me talking about DLC characters and the huge benefit it could bring to the game. One, obviously, which is good for the company itself, money. It will bring in more money. So, as we know now, there are limited plans for Battle of Z to include any GT characters. Now, people were telling me that there's going to be no GT characters at all, that they're going to throw in GT characters but not have GT in the main story. I don't know what's going to happen, but either way, it's obvious they're not going to be able to put every character in. So, does it not make a lot more sense to just make some characters that you can make now, your staple characters, Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Gohan, stuff like that now, and then release some of the other, not necessary characters as DLC that people want to play as? That makes a lot more sense because it does multiple things. One, it allows them to focus on the game and make the game as good as it can possibly be and not have to worry about doing different things for every different character. And two, it allows for extreme fan happiness or loyalness. So I don't even know what to call it, but the fans will be happy with this. As long as we're getting consistent DLC and some good DLC at that, not some cheap cash and not like, oh, $5 and you get Garlic Jr. Like, no, motherfucker. I will gladly pay $5 for like a DLC pack or whatever that had maybe 2 characters like Super Saiyan 4, Goku, or Vegeta. Heck, I would even pay $5 for one of those characters to be into Battle of Z. But hey, that's just me. I know a lot of people can only afford to buy these games as they are and then not afford the DLC, and that's why maybe they haven't done DLC yet. But I feel like this is only going to be beneficial for me. Now, there are a lot of other people in which this would not be beneficial for, and I can see an example right now. So usually what fighting games do with these DLC characters and stuff like that is that, after they're done with all the DLC characters, they will release a final version of the game that has all the DLC in it. And then if you didn't get the DLC or whatever, you can buy that game separately. This can end up alienating a lot of the fans that will want Battle of Z on day one, but will know in the back of their head, oh, well, I'll just have to wait like 6 months or something until they release the real version of it. That is the only downside I can think of to having DLC characters in here, is that a lot of people would end up feeling like buying the game on day one is really useless since they're not getting the full game. For me personally, I would get the game day one and then buy like maybe a season pass like how games do, so that way I can get all my DLC characters and stuff like that. It just, the DLC itself, besides that one major downfall, I think is an excellent idea because like I stated previously, it would eliminate the worry and need to put all these characters into the game, and they can just do that via DLC. So they can focus right now on the game at hand and, focus on the main characters and stuff like that. And then after that, start development on new characters and just keep pushing them out, because I would imagine it doesn't take too long to make a new character for a game. So, I mean, then again, I'm not a game programmer. I don't know how that stuff works, but I would imagine anyway that it wouldn't take too long to make DLC characters and stuff like that. And what this also does, which is awesome, is it adds longevity to the game. Now, we are used to one Dragon Ball game each year, right? Right, of course we are. However, if they were to do a method like this wherein they provide actual good DLC, maybe add some what if DLCs for maybe $15 or something like that. I would pay $15 for a whole what if story arc or something like that. Maybe add a story arc that wasn't originally in the game, characters, maps, whatever the heck they wanted to do. I would gladly pay for those. And while they do that, they can work on the next Dragon Ball game and take their time with it, so long as they have a team developing the DLC. How awesome would that be? So we would be getting Battle of Z, assuming that the game is actually as good as it's looking. I would be happy with that game for about 2 years. Obviously, if they were to give us some variation with DLC and stuff like that during those years, and then lead up into the release of Battle of Z 2, or maybe even Battle of GT as a spin-off game, or whatever the hell they wanted to do. To me, I think DLC in general would be pretty awesome. What do you guys think? Do you want DLC characters in the game or just DLC in general? Let me know in a comment down below. I would like to thank you guys for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and goodbye.